I'll invite you to do that again toward the end. So tell me when we're live. Are we live?
You're live.
All right, we're live. So Katie's favorite part, we are live, folks. We are talking about realtor safety. We have our guest here, guest speaker, Mr. Matt Pinard, Littleton PD, who just did an awesome job. Folks, did you do a good job? Show over the slide. Okay. And he talked to us about several things that can help keep realtors safe. One of which caught my ear that was a bit of a surprise. So we've talked about obvious things with open houses, like telling sellers to hide prescription pills and things like that. But you mentioned checkbooks. I literally have never thought of that. I'm willing to admit it.
Yep.
Go ahead, talk about that.
Any personal information that you have, we did a showing not too long ago, and we were walking through the house, and I'm like, I can't believe this person's leaving this stuff out. A checkbook, everybody's like electronic, so you really don't think about your checkbook very much. But if someone swipes 2 or 3 checks out of the back of a checkbook, those can be used without the owner of the checkbook or the person who owns the account knowing for quite some time. I mean, it could be 1-2 weeks before that actually starts appearing.
That's right. And we won't talk about your cases, but you might have heard of that happening one time.
It did. It did.
All right. And then you also talked about going through the house at the beginning of the open house, then going back through the entire house at the end, because some people try to lag behind.
Yes. So one of the great features you guys have is a phone. So get on your phone. When you arrive, I'm guessing like a half hour before an open house. Not flying by the seat
a little bit before.
Right? And you're going to do that walk through the house. Open the windows up. I mean, the shades and curtains up. Open the deadbolts. Make sure the deadbolts are working. Make sure the back doors are unlocked, that you can get in and out of it. Do the whole walkthrough of that house. Make sure that you know that house inside and out. Check the neighborhood down, which we didn't talk about that really much. Again, I want to bring that back up. Anthony did a wonderful podcast last week in regards to open houses and putting signs all over the place instead of the 2 or 3 signs at the end of the road, putting 7, 8 signs. That actually is great for advertisement, but it's even better for getting you to know the neighborhood that you're actually selling the house in. Then at the end of the open house, you want to make sure that you go through that house again. Again, call someone as you're doing this, so there's no one lagging behind, no one hiding in a closet, so when you leave, they're going to rob the house blind, or worse comes to worse, attack you when you're doing that. Okay?
Another item that you mentioned for showing houses, which is, it sounds like a small thing, but it makes perfect sense. When you're going into a bedroom or any room, tell the buyers to go in front of you, especially if you're a female. Don't walk in front of someone that you're showing the house to, and then you get attacked.
Exactly.
So
personal safety first. Again, open that door. Let that person, check out the nice bedroom. Let them walk through. Let them go in front of you. Don't go in front of them. Always let them lead.
And last but obviously not least was trusting your gut. Can you elaborate on that for 20 seconds?
We talked prior to this in regards to that little voice in the back of your head that something's going wrong. Every situation that I've gone to where there was an attack or there was some kind of fight or something like that, they always said, wow, I had that feeling, prior to that incident happening. Well, then you should have acted upon it.
Right.
Again, you should have acted upon it. Whether it's fight that person or flight, do something, get out of that situation.
Well, and you had mentioned if you get a strange feeling and you feel like you should leave the room, you can fake it and act like you got a call. You also talked about, no one's going to think you're rude if you walk away. And then I chimed in and said, who cares if they think you're rude?
Right.
I mean, really, if you feel your safety is at risk, just leave. I mean, one of the realtors in the room just talked about, she was showing a property in a high rise and there was one buyer that lurked around and stayed there. And my attitude is, if your safety's at risk, just leave. And then call the police if you need to. So that's all. Thank you very much. Can you all thank Matt along with me? Appreciate you coming in. And that's all for realtor safety, folks.